Pulled up, tell 'em pull the curtain. Roll 203, got a fifth of bourbon. Got foreign bitches that shepherd German that I want the brain from my...
Hey, what's up guys, Amir here from Awkward Gaming. Before I get into the video, I do want to make a quick apology if I end up sounding sick in this video. I'm going to do my best not to sound like I'm dying while making it, but I'm probably going to fail, and I just don't know how I got sick, but it happened, so there it is. So if it does transfer into the video, I apologize. But let's get into the actual video. So a while ago I made the Getting the Majin Transformation video and was super surprised by just how many people were curious about the Majin Transformation. So I decided that it might be worth it to make a full analysis video of the transformation. Now I do want to warn you that the percentage numbers for the stat increases are going to be pretty high. For example, if a transformation gave you like a 3% increase in Xenoverse 1, in Xenoverse 2 it'll be 13%. And that's only because we're using the in-game training mode to get our data, and it calculates in the thousands, so bigger number equals bigger percentage. There we go. If you are curious as to how I calculate the percentages, I'll leave images of the calculation on screen at some point in the video, but I won't really explain it because I just suck at explaining math, and it'd probably make you more confused than anything. So yeah, apologies for that. And it's pretty basic mathematics, so you guys can probably figure it out on your own if you've calculated percentages before. It's not that hard. Now we'll start off with basic attack. While transformed, you get a 16% increase for basic attack. Please note that this percentage was averaged out between a heavy basic attack combo and a light basic attack combo. You get a different percentage increase for both, and you have to get the average, and in this case it was 16%. You also get a 13% boost increase in Ki Blast and a 13% boost increase in Strike Supers. Now the transformation does take stamina to maintain. Stamina depletes at an approximate rate of 1 bar every 9 seconds, and Ki regen occurs about 1 bar every 7 seconds. Now that I've covered all the statistical data for the transformation, I do want to go over some of the common misconceptions that people have about the transformation. For example, you do not get super armor while transforming, so you can easily be stopped by a punch or kick mid-transformation. And while using your ultimate, if you so happen to run out of stamina, the ultimate will cancel and your stamina will break. People think that, you know, if you're mid-ultimate and your stamina is depleted, you'll still finish the ultimate. No, you will not. It will break and it will stop. It really sucks. Alright, so I've kind of gone over everything there is to go over, you know, statistically for the transformation and just general truths and facts about the transformation. And I still really dislike this transformation, and I know there's going to be a handful of people out there that use the Majin transformation and are like, no, it's so great. I mean, look at the stats, and I've used it, and I'm badass. And personally, I say that's a skill on the player side, rather than, you know, the transformation being good. Because, I mean, a transformation that has more negatives than positives is just not a good transformation to have, in my opinion. You know, why put yourself under a time limit as to, you know, your stamina is your time limit? Why would that be a good thing? I don't get it. And then I know there's gonna be some people that are like, oh, but the Namekian transformation uses stamina too. Well, about the there's an entire video I made on the Namekian transformation, and if you guys want to know more about it, you can totally check it out. I'll put a link at the end of the video for that. But I mean, with the Namekian transformation, I mean, yes, you deplete stamina, but you have the race buff, which, you know, regens your health. While transformed from Namekians, you don't lose any health. All your damage is put into your stamina, and when you get your stamina broken, you can automatically use like an ultimate or escape, and you'll be perfectly fine. But, you know, with the Majin transformation, there's like that weird reaction period where your stamina breaks, and, you know, you're kind of stunned for a second, and it kind of sucks. So, you know, there's a lot more positives for the Namekian transformation than negatives, and that's what I do want to focus on, that any transformation or any move in general that has more negatives than positives is just not a good it's not a good move or transformation. It just isn't. And for example, you know, my friend Chris, he used the Majins, and he's used the pure Majin transformation quite a bit for PvP, and, you know, he knows what he's doing, and I had him battle me in a quick PvP battle, and, you know, go all out as much as he could, and I went easy on him by using a character that I rarely ever use, Future Super Trunks. And you know, even with Future Super Trunks, a character that I've used only like 3 times before, he's so easy to beat. Like, I literally had to stop it at one point and let him do the transformation, because at the beginning of the video, I started beating him up, and, you know, he had to keep snap vanishing out of my combos, because what's the alternative, you know? If you're stuck in a infinite, or like, you know, if you're stuck in somebody's combo, you either take the hits to save stamina, but what's the point of that, because then they can just hit you with a stamina break and you'll lose your stamina anyways, or you snap vanish out of it. Like, logically, that's what people will do, they'll snap vanish out of it. But see, then since the transformation depends on your stamina, you can't snap vanish. Like, you need to have that stamina, and then while you're transformed, you get all these great boosts, but you can't do it if you're stuck in somebody's if you're stuck in somebody's combo and you want to conserve stamina to stay in the transformation, you can't snap vanish, so you're just taking a beating. And if you're stuck in somebody's ultimate and you want to keep your transformation, you can't evasive. Like, what is the good thing about that? I don't see any benefits there. And the easiest way I've found dealing with this transformation, is Aura Burst dash to them. Don't give them a chance. Like, have them waste stamina. They're under a clock, you're not. So every time I hear someone say, the modern transformation is great, you're just not using it right, I understand for some people that's true. But if you're fighting a decent player, okay, like a very, even just someone who knows how to dash or step dash, flash step, if anyone knows how to do that, they can just literally do that around you the entire time until your stamina depletes, alright? It's that easy. Or if they're impatient like me, just Aura Burst dash to them, and then have them get stuck in your combo, and then they'll have to snap vanish out, and then they'll have that 9-second depletion, just general 9 seconds, 1 bar goes away, plus the snap vanish 2 bars, which doesn't change when you're transformed, by the way. And there's just so many negatives. If I'm not transformed and I'm fighting someone transformed with the pure Majin transformation, I have so many options. I can still snap vanish when they have to conserve that stamina, so they can't. I can still evasive, they can't. Okay, I can Aura Burst dash, they barely can, because that still takes 1.5 bars, or 1 bar sometimes. I don't know how that works. Sometimes it just does stuff. But in a game that really involves the usage of stamina, where stamina is necessary for blocking, stamina is used for movement, stamina is used for pulling off an ultimate without being stopped, stamina is used for snap vanish, evasive. Stamina is so important in this game, and anything that kind of takes away from it is just a hard negative. It's just the biggest handicap you can give your opponent, because without stamina, you're literally screwed. You are a punching bag for your opponent, and that's just it's so shitty. Especially with the stamina break function, you can easily get someone out of this transformation. And if you put yourself in this time constraint and you put all this pressure on yourself, everyone's like, oh well, if you run that stamina, just undo the transformation. It's pretty easy. Just undo it and then redo it whenever you want. Well, no, because it takes time to undo a transformation, and you still have no super armor with this transformation. So, you don't get pushed back. You don't get, stamina broken like some transformations do. With the Majin transformation, mid-transformation, nothing is there to protect you. You are literally just a punching bag for your opponent, and your opponent can pretty much do whatever they want. And you're like, oh, well, go far away, use rise to action to get your stamina. That's all well and fine, but they can just Aura Burst dash to you, and then you're stuck in the same situation where you have to use your stamina to snap vanish away, or use stamina to just sprint away, just the general hit L2 or whatever you have for Xbox controller or whatever. But hit the L2 button and fly away. That costs stamina too, and everything that relies on stamina, this transformation is not good for that. It really is a bad transformation for PvP. Obviously, it kind of changes when you're using it on Parallel Quest, because the NPCs, they aren't as smart as an actual player, so, they will get confused, and you can use them pretty damn fine well against NPCs in Parallel Quest and Expert Quest. But for PvP, in general, it's a really shitty transfer. Yes, I do get that it gives you a great boost in attacks, 16% and then 13% all around. Dear God, that is amazing, okay? I'm not gonna deny that. That is some amazing stats. But what's the point? What is the point of having all this power which you just can't use? Alright? That doesn't make sense to me. And no matter how much speed you have, yes, you can hold down your A or X button, depends on which controller you have, and you can roll forward to your opponent. But again, just step dash away. Yes, you can hit Y, and in combos, when they knock them away, you keep smashing Y and you will auto track to your opponent. But what's the point when they can still snap vanish and you can't? The thing is that you have so many more limitations than anyone else. I have used this transformation, so before you say use the transformation, you haven't used it enough, I have tried. I have tried a lot. Before you say, what is there? You don't have the build for it. You don't have enough stamina. My friend Chris has enough stamina. Yes, he's using the male Majin, and the only negative about that compared to the female Majin is that you get the double damage with Majins, which sucks, I get it. But, I mean, with female Majins, nothing really changes, you just don't get the double damage, but stamina-wise, everything else is the same. So, yes, my friend has like 10 bars of stamina, alright? So he has a pretty stamina-heavy build, and he still can't make it work because the stamina depletes too quick. And if I want to, I just attack him and he has to snap vanish out. And that's why I just don't understand when people say, it's a great transformation if you know how to use it. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I will never say it is because there's no positives. I mean, okay, I can't say there's no positives. There's just too many negatives. Alright, a transformation of that many negatives is just, it's not a good, dear God. I've been on this rant for quite a while, but I do want to, people who watch this video, I do want them to, I don't want them to have wasted their time, because I wasted a lot of my time trying to get this transformation, and it was worth it, just to show you guys how to get it, and I make videos for YouTube, so obviously it was worth it for me time-wise to make it. But for you guys, it might not be. Like, it might be just better to get Unlock Potential, because Unlock Potential is used by every race, and has about the same stats, and you have no time constraints. And obviously I will make an Unlock Potential video, or Jerry will, that's kind of his thing, but yeah, like I was saying. Yeah, I don't know how you guys can say, or I don't know how some people can say that the Majin transformation is amazing, when it just, I can't see any positives. Like, any way I think of it, there's just, like, any half-decent player can deal with a Majin transformation player. Like, it's not hard at all. You can just, seriously, from the get-go, you can beat the shit out of it. By the way, it does take 3 bars of stamina to do the transformation. Had to mention that, so you can't just transform from the get-go. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you guys can make it work, that's great. But honestly, I think it's a really shitty transformation, in my opinion. I apologize if this, offends you in some way. It's not personal, obviously. I mean, I've done everything I possibly can to make this transformation work. I've redone my build, and I've tried a female. That didn't really work, because again, the stamina constraints are the same. It's just not the way, it's just not worth it. It's just not. It's not a good transformation, in my opinion. And I know I'm bashing on it. I apologize if you are a Majin transformation lover. But again, it is what it is. Well, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. If you disliked it, you know what to do. If you want to comment about something, put that in the comment section below. And if you haven't subbed already, it would really help out the channel. So please do that, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, my. See, there's the sickness coming in. Bye.